While I checked the 3 women who had returned to the city, requests to trace and question the others were sent by teletype and phone to the various cities the women had gone to. Then we waited. A few hours later, we started to get our answers. One by one, we heard from New York, Boston, Memphis, Columbus, Omaha. I'm sorry, but there was no such passenger.
You're a liar.
Oh, Dominic, don't say those things.
You blind like the old woman? They know we didn't do anything.
Dominic, whenever you think, I'm on your side. Now, my office did check all 16 women passengers on that flight. None of them gave a soldier a lift on the way to the airport.
All I know is that a girl gave me a lift in that car. She said she was going to Chicago at 11 o'clock. How do I know if she really went? Maybe she got sick. Maybe she had an accident.
There were no last-minute cancellations on that flight.
So I made it up. The whole thing. I ran over the old girl, and I stole the car.
Dominic, please.
I know it looks like you're being framed, Dominic, but...
Looks like it.
The police don't operate that way.
Dominic, the picture. Give it to Mr. Matthews.
Oh, what difference does it make? You think they're going to knock their brains out trying to find one girl out of 160 million people? You'll have the baby in prison. Who cares? Us, and we don't count.
Dominic, what can it hurt?
What picture is she talking about?
From all that Dominic has told me, I drew a picture.
Of the girl? Well, let's see it.
Dominic, please.
Does this look like her? Does it?
Oh, it's okay. What difference does it make? They've got us now. They ain't gonna let us go.
They might if we can find this girl before 2 o'clock tomorrow. Your trial is scheduled for the afternoon session.
Who are you kidding if they find this girl? You really want to know how to find her? Put an ad in every paper in the whole world. Maybe she already left Chicago and went to Africa. And you say in the paper, if you look like this, call Dominic McCosta at the city jail. I'll have a telephone put in my cell.
Dominic!
McCosta, somebody in this case is lying. I don't know, maybe one of the women on the plane had a reason for not wanting to admit that she picked you up. Maybe there is no such girl. I don't know. But I'll tell you this much. I'll do everything I can to find out before 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Can you break a 20?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Laughing Boy?
Who?
The gasoline lover. No jokes, no story about a big romance, no...
I just talked to my wife and got terrible news. She understands me.
Poor girl. Well, I'm off. See you in a couple of days.
Hi. I'd like you to look at this picture. You remember any customers who look like this?
There must be a million dames that look like that. When you find them, send me a dozen.
Then she doesn't look familiar?
Look, I never really look at their kissers. All I look at is their dough and their licenses. Sorry.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bentley?
Oh, how'd you make out?
No good. I'd like to ask you another favor.
Why, certainly.
Possibly one of you people might remember selling a ticket to this girl or checking her in on Monday night.
Is this the girl?
I understand it resembles her. Now, incidentally, that list you gave me, that's definitely all of the passengers on that flight, isn't it?
All but the crew. Now, we can take this picture and show it to...
The crew. The stewardess.
That's right.
How many were on that flight?
2.
Would you recognize this girl if she was a stewardess?
Well, I don't know. 200 or 300 fly in and out of here.
Well, who worked that flight Monday night?
I'll find out. Flight crew desk. Bentley. I'd like to have the names of the stewardesses on 7/10, the 21st. They can look that up in the schedule book. Yeah, Joe. Oh, just a minute. Nora Lindell, Jane Morgan. Do you know them? Well, what do they look like? Oh, tall blonde, eh? He doesn't know the Morgan girl, but he's asking some of the other men in the dispatch room. Yeah, Joe. Medium height, pretty, brown hair.
That could be the girl.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Joe. What did you say? Flight 718 this morning? Thanks. Well, let's take a look at the Morgan girl's picture. And we've got to hurry. She's on a flight leaving for Chicago at 10:15.
United Flight 718, City of Chicago, now departing from Gate 24. United Flight 718, the City of Chicago, now departing from Gate 24.
Tower, United 718, request taxi clearance. Over.
United 718, cleared for taxi to runway 25 left.
United Flight 718, City of Chicago, now departing from Gate 24. United Flight 718, the City of Chicago, now departing from Gate 24.
Well, that looks like the same girl. Can I talk to her?
Well, I'll see when she's due back.
Well, can't we get her before she leaves?
Oh, I doubt it. Ramp supervisor. Oh, is 718 cleared yet? Oh, thank you. It's left the ramp, but it's still on the field.
The McCosters go on trial this afternoon. Without that girl, they don't stand a chance of an acquittal.
Ramp supervisor. I don't know if we can catch it. Oh, this is Bentley. Will you please request the control tower for permission to return 718 to the ramp? Emergency request by the public defender.
Thanks. Now, when every second is important, you learn how complex an operation a large airline is. How many people it takes to get a plane into the sky. And, in this case, how many people it takes to try to keep one on the ground. Watched that plane take off. And as it left the airport, I saw our chances for an acquittal going with it.
United 718, this is LA Tower. Company requests you return to field immediately.
Bentley. Thanks. Well, we made it.
Now, let's hope she's the right girl.
Well, if she is, I'll get a reserve stewardess to make the trip.
When confronted by Jane Morgan and the true story of car number 5, Sparky quickly lost his smart aleck attitude and confessed.
That's her. That's the girl, Mr. Matthews. It's her.
Yes, Mr. Matthews. He's the one I picked up.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Matthews. Oh, Dominic. Oh.
They're too busy to thank you, so I'll do it for them.
You're very welcome.
As a result of the identification by Miss Morgan, Dominic and Maria McCoster were released. Under police questioning, Sparky Albright confessed to driving the hit-and-run car. He was sent to prison. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Maria's baby is named Christopher Matthews McCoster. Now, the case you have just seen was brought to a fair and just conclusion through the efforts of a public defender.